All right, Coach, well, that was a big win last week. I mean, just what's the feeling after you guys were able to pull that one out?
Obviously proud of the group, the way the men bounced back and had a great week of preparation, and thought we went in and played our most complete game, which is something that I've been waiting to see. Kind of felt like we peaked on Saturday a little bit and made a lot of big-time plays in all three phases. I mean, offensively we started fast, put some points on the board early. Defensively played well early, started fast. Special teams had some explosive plays, got a huge turnover before half, and just thought it was complete. And, great effort all night. It was a big win on the road for sure.
And particularly defense was just pretty impressive in the second half, just what went right there.
Yeah, I think Coach Bennett and his staff did a great job making adjustments there in the second half. And, I thought one of the key moments in the game, they had a huge they kind of had a big drive after halftime. I think it was like a 17-something play drive, or I don't know, maybe more, but ended up holding them right there in the red zone, missed a field goal, which was a huge momentum boost for us. And then just continued to grind it out for the rest of the game. And I thought they played excellent. They took coaching well and adapted to the adjustments and came out and played hard.
What was behind you guys putting it all together like that? Did it just go well in practice the week leading up to it?
We've had some good weeks of preparation, especially the last few. I definitely think it starts there, and then again, I continue. We talk about it. It's just building the momentum through the week, mentality, trusting and believing, and making big time plays, and making your routine plays when they come to you. And I felt like our guys did that this week. It starts with your preparation.
It's just important to kind of continue to carry that forward as you go through the season.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, right now it's about resetting, focusing back in on going 1-0 this week. You're in a playoff mentality. Each week's the next most important, and really our focus right now is on, FIU, who's a team that is very athletic. Coach McIntyre, has those guys playing at a high level right now. They've won 2 straight, gaining that confidence, coming in with the new systems, new coaches, having to get to know everybody. We've all been there. You can really see that they're getting more and more comfortable each and every week. And so, it's an important game for us, and it's the next one. And we're going to definitely have to give them our full attention because they're a good football team.
And then on Coach McIntyre, just what more can you say about the way he's been able to turn around FIU in just such a short time? Yeah,
he's a really good coach, and you can tell. I mean, obviously his teams play extremely hard, and obviously the more comfortable you get in the system, you can really start to see their confidence starting to take off. And that's a dangerous team. You put a couple together there, they're fighting. They have a lot on the line. They're fighting for a bowl, they're fighting for their momentum too. So. We're going to get their best, obviously, and so we got to be prepared the right way and make sure we come out and build upon what we kind of did last week and make sure we get a week better.
What's been the difference during this run? What are they doing about it?
I think confidence. They're making more routine plays. I think once you kind of get in that system and you're learning it and everybody comes together, coaches and players. You kind of, it's like any run you kind of go on, you build that momentum and you put a couple together, you build that confidence, which is huge. And, I think that you turn on the tape, like I said, they play extremely hard. They're not taking plays off. They're fighting, grinding, and playing good ball right now.
And this weekend is homecoming. You have the chance to clinch bowl eligibility as well. Just how much would it mean in this situation to be able to clinch bowl eligibility?
It's huge. I mean, obviously getting bowl eligible, obviously the month of November is huge. And it all starts with this week versus FIU. And in order to reach your goals that we have set for ourselves throughout this season, you gotta win this Saturday and continue to put them, stack them up. And so. Again, our guys are well aware of what's at stake. I think they're hungry. They have a chip on their shoulder and want to continue to get better.
Is there any motivation to kind of just get that bowl eligibility just out of the way right now? potentially like eliminate another distraction down the road?
Honestly, I mean, yeah, it's motivation enough to get bowl eligible. I mean, that's obviously the first goal every year. You want to be bowl eligible and have an opportunity to play and win championships. And in order to do that, you have to stack them on top of each other, and this week's big for that. So, but the biggest focus needs to be just what we've done all season long is try to reset and focus in on getting a week better, because I do believe they have a great football team, but I do believe it's more about us, our mindset, the way we prepare, and it's about making our routine plays and doing what we do.
Yeah, you didn't really have much of an idea on Oscar, didn't sound like, after the game. Do you have any better understanding?
It's still too early. There's some tests and stuff appointments that it has to be done today, and so we'll kind of have a better idea a little bit later on in the week.
Anything else?
Yeah. There was some talk after the game about that hit. Did you have any thoughts on the play where he got hurt there?
Yeah. I mean, again, I felt like on the field it could be targeting, but obviously that's why they have cameras and review, and they make their professional judgment on what they thought. I didn't think it was targeting, so me, I'm not going to comment on the officials. Again, they have a job to do, and they made the call the way it is.
Yeah, you're really deep at running back. Does that really help you guys in late in the season here? We've had a couple of guys go down with injuries. Has that really played into?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's helped. Guys with the experience and the depth is important. Isaiah was out this past week, and then Oscar goes down in the game, and so guys have to step up, and we'll continue to have to step up, and that's been something at every position we've had to do. It's no different than other guys coming in when a guy goes down. You look at Ridge, the way he stepped up this season. Didn't come in as a starter, but when his time came, he was ready to go and has made a lot of big-time plays for us. So that's just part of football, and that's part of the game. It's a physical sport, and things happen. So, but the depth has obviously helped us.
Mason continues to play really well for you guys. What's made him so effective for you guys this year?
I think one is mentality and how hard he plays. I think obviously his skill set and his athleticism is a big attribute to that as well. But his mentality, the way he plays, he doesn't take a play off. I mean, he's full speed, full go every snap. He's a great teammate. And he sells out for his team, and I think the more comfortable he gets each and every week, the more plays you make. It's kind of like the momentum with winning games. It's no different as a player. The more plays you can put together, the more confidence you get, the better you're going to be.
Because, he came in from a Division II school. Are you surprised the way that his skills have translated like that? No,
I think there's great players at all levels. I do. There's a lot of great players out there that maybe you don't see them on Saturdays. We're at Division II, Division III, NAIA, 1AA, mid-majors, Power 5. There's players at every level. And to me, it's about finding the guys that fit your system and trusting and believing in what you see on tape, and then coaching them up. And hopefully they have the confidence to come in and do their jobs.
He was more of a defensive end when he was at Eastern New Mexico. He's maybe moved into more of a higher spot for you. Did his skills just translate really well?
Yeah, they did. Obviously, when we watched the tape, felt like he was a guy that fit in our system, and that's first and foremost what you're looking for. Do they fit? And then, do they fit our culture? And so that's something obviously we recruited to coming in, and he's done a great job with it.
You have a lot of Polynesian guys on this team with Manasseh and some of the other guys that have made an impact for you. Have you been able to kind of learn more about their culture and a little bit about them?
Extremely loyal people, family based, a lot of love, but very competitive. And I'll tell you what, it's been great having Manasseh part of my family, this family. And you know, he brings a lot to the table, along with all those guys. So, again, we have a great group of men. I've said it a lot, and I think our culture is as good as it's been since I've been here. And I think due to the leadership of guys like Manasseh, guys like KD, and numerous other guys on this team. It's a tight-knit group, love each other, and you know, they fight for each other.
When you get one or two of them, does it help you to kind of maybe bring in some more guys?
You know, possibly. I think, you know, you could say that, but again, at the end of the day, just finding the best guys that fit your program, fit your system, that what you're trying to get accomplished, and you know, it's been good for us.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously know these guys. They really have a bond between each other because of that common background.
Oh, there's no doubt. Obviously, and very similar upbringings and backgrounds, and family, and you know, so obviously that helps.
And you're kind of coming to the end of the Mo's era here. You had, you know, his older brother. You had Manasseh. These guys have been here for a heck of a long time. Have they really contributed, the family and the brothers, to the growth of this program over that time?
Yeah, obviously they've been great football players, but just the leadership, the loyalty, family. You know, they're team guys. They really are, and they're going to sacrifice everything they do for the good of a team. And Manasseh's been great. His brother was, and many of other players. So again, I think that's overall just kind of our culture right now.
It's going to be kind of weird to not have one of those guys on your team after all.
Oh, it's going to definitely be weird not to have Manasseh a part of this team. He'll always be my family, for sure. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Fortunately, we have the rest of this season upcoming, and we're looking forward to finishing off the right way with them.
I just want to ask you real quick about Ethan Mooney, the kicker. Unfortunately, he had his EAT streak broken this past game, but just how have you seen him develop during this time?
Man, he's really grown. I mean, and you know, his toughness, the way he bounced back, because he was really good his first season, and then the second season he had somewhat of an injury, and changed a little bit of things in his technique, and you know, didn't have the season that he would have wanted. Still probably better than most at that position, but you know, bounced back and really put in a lot of work and effort in the off season, and working and trying to, you know, get back to what he needed to do to be the player he is right now. And he's been a huge asset for our team. I mean, obviously you've seen all the clutch field goals he's made, and he's been a real asset. And you know, he's another guy that's been here a long time. He's you know, a lot of guys don't. I guess fans on the outside, they look at kickers or punters or whatever, and maybe they don't have the voice or the leader. No, he does. He's a good leader. He's a great teammate, and he's a great player. And he's worked extremely hard at it, because he's had some ups and downs, and you know, you have to be mentally tough, especially at that position, to do the things that he's doing.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Also, you guys came off such a big win last week. Did they really give you guys some momentum heading into this next game?
Definitely. You know, I feel coming off of that UTSA game, you know, it was a game that really didn't end our way, even though we fought hard. And so we knew that we had a great team. And so it was just about putting all the pieces together. And so that's what helped us get the dub this past weekend.
I mean, off that UTSA game was the WKU game just exactly what the running back core needed?
Definitely. You know, I'm sure y'all know UTSA, we didn't run the ball very well. I feel like that was probably one of the worst games we had as a running back room. And so the following week, that was a chip on all of our shoulders to come in and help the team in any way we can.
And your guys' depth, we talked about it all year, dating back to the preseason. Is that really kind of come into play here late in the year with a couple of running backs going down, and you guys been able to keep it rolling?
Definitely. We always have that next man up mentality, and so, you know, we're very comfortable with whoever they put back there.
What do you see in FIU?
They're a great team. You know, they're a team earlier in the year, we feel like they didn't really have their scheme going, but like later in the year, they started to pick it up, and they really know what they're doing. And so they have a great staff, and so it's going to be a great game this upcoming weekend.
They kind of had a resurgence under Coach McIntyre. Do you feel like they're going to have a little bit of momentum going into this?
Definitely. They're 2-2 in conference. We're 4-1. if they beat us, if they win out, they can become bowl eligible and potentially go to a championship game. So they're also fighting for something.
I mean, they had such a dramatic win last week. You kind of figured that this is a dangerous team with the momentum that they've got.
I mean, Coach Luttrell always talks about, respect every opponent but never fear them. And so, we're going to respect them, but we're not going to back down from any opponent that we face.
Is there anything that stands out about them as a team as you look at them?
They have a pretty good defensive line. They run an odd front, which is a little bit tricky, but, I'm comfortable in our O-line and our scheme that we have for this upcoming week.
And then just kind of a lot riding on this game. Could potentially go on to get bowl eligibility with a win in front of a homecoming crowd. Does that add just a little bit of pressure to this weekend? Not
really. We're just focused on going 1-0. We're not really thinking about becoming bowl eligible. We're just trying to win every single game.
So we're going to start on Sean Thomas Faulkner, a guy you played with for the last couple of years. What has he contributed to the team over the time?
A lot. Sean is one of our captains. He's has the seniority. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Seniority. So someone I look up to. I didn't have a great game at FAU, and he's someone who reached out to me and got me back on track. And so, big credits to Sean Thomas.
So he's one of those guys that really helps steer this team?
Definitely.
And then in terms of Austin Ani, another 300-yard game for him. Just how confident are you in him?
I believe I was confident in Ani from the get-go. We have a lot of great quarterbacks, and so Ani as well playing in that senior role. And so a lot of confidence in Ani, and this game just helped him build his confidence, I believe.
Do you feel like just throughout the season he's been able to find his footing a little bit more?
Definitely. And we're very confident in Ani. Very great quarterback.
You've had games where you've dominated on the ground, and you've had kind of like an air raid games like the one against UTSA. How is it knowing that you can kind of be versatile?
It's very good because whenever you're dominating in one, it just opens up the attack if we're dominating the running game, it just opens up the attack for the back end and for the receivers and vice versa. And so, we're all very excited for each other. We just want to do whatever we can to help the team win.
And I was working on a story on Mason as well. He's a guy that came in this year, and he seems like he's really, really helped you. Is he really come and established himself as one of the players you can lean on?
Definitely. He's a big-time player. Whenever we need to get the quarterback down, I'm very confident in sending Mason out there just because he's fast, physical, and strong. He's very fast, someone his size.
Did you ever think when he came in from a D2 school that he'd be the impact player that he's become?
I'm confident in anybody. I don't believe like no matter where they come from. I came from a D2 school, and so it just depends if you have that fire in you to go out there and want to compete. And Mason showed that early on since fall camp.
And the most Manasseh's kind of coming down to the end of his career here. How much have you enjoyed running behind him?
It's been a blast. We call him boss for a reason. He's someone that just dominates and leads the entire O-line. So it's been really fun this past season and last season running behind Naseh.
Amazing. We had such a great game this last week. Has that kind of given you guys a little bit of momentum heading into your next game a little bit?
Yes, sir. We've been building on our momentum this whole past couple weeks. The couple games we've had. We played better each and every week, so we're just going to keep building on that.
Particularly for y'all in defense, had a good game, especially in the second half, shutting WKU out. Just how much confidence do you have going into the rest of the season?
Our confidence, it's pretty much staying the same. We're very confident guys on that side of the ball, so we just went in at halftime and just got things together, and just that's what led us to the victory.
We really seem to have found it, just defensively and across the whole team. What's been the difference these last few weeks?
Chemistry. We're getting a lot closer in practice. Somebody makes a play in practice. Guys are jumping around. Patting them on the back. It's just a good environment.
And it just seems like the culture of the team is getting a lot better as the season goes on. Obviously, there's a whole wing thing after the game. Just what's the story behind that?
I've been trying to figure that out myself. Honestly, I'm telling you, I saw Gaddy do it one time, in the FAU game, and it's just stuck. I don't know where it came from, but they said that Gums did it or Gaddy started. I don't know who started, but I feel like that's the greatest celebration ever. I don't know. It's awesome. But yeah.
it's really going well for you after you came in from a D2 school. What has helped you be able to develop it to the point where you're being such an impact player in one factor?
Basically, I think I said this before. I came in, I'm a real confident guy, but I came in thinking that there wasn't going to be much of an adjustment for me coming from D2 to this level. I think the biggest thing for me was my mentality. I had to understand there's going to be growing pains. I dealt with that, early on through the season. I've been building on it ever since. I just got to keep, putting the games together and just keep going hard in practice. And I think things will work out for me.
So that there was more of a jump than you maybe thought anticipated?
Yeah, I think, it was just the game speed was, I wouldn't say it's just faster, but the players are, obviously far better. The average player is really good at this level. It's something that maybe I overlooked, but I understood it. But I just thought, I was, as a confident guy, I could compete no matter what. But had to, get used to it. There were some growing pains for sure, but I'm getting it together.
Yeah, what helped you get through that adjustment process?
I really take pride in my mentality. My mentality is probably I feel like that's my greatest trait. I feel like as a person. So obviously I had struggles early on, and that could have went one or two ways. I could have let it really affect me. It could have made me have a bad season every game. But I chose to go the other route. Just improve every week.
Did you just want to challenge yourself after a pretty remarkable career at Eastern?
Oh, absolutely. My main goal is it's no secret. I want to play at the next level. I feel like I'm able to do that. But it's one thing to speak about it, I could play against these guys that, I'd see on TV at the FBS level, but it's one thing to actually, take that risk and, go out there and actually do it. So I feel like it's paying off.
Is it kind of gratifying that it has worked out for you like that?
I'd say kind of. I'm not where I want to be. It's still early on. I still have, I think 1 or 2 more years left, but it's just, the beginning. I still got a lot more left in me, but I could still be a lot better. But I'd say, for right now, from the outside looking in, I'd say it looks good. But, personally, I'm not really satisfied at all with what it is.
Yeah, because you've changed positions. I mean, at Eastern, weren't you playing defensive end?
Yeah, I was a true defensive end. No pass responsibility, so that was another jump for me. But yeah,
That's been a bit of an adjustment.
yeah, learning the coverages, just really paying attention in film and stuff like that, and learning like the differences in coverages and like what everybody else is doing, so we can all work together. But yeah, that was an adjustment for sure.
And then just real quick, shifting on to FIU, just what do you see in their offense?
Yeah, they're on the roll. We're not taking them lightly. They're a good team, so we're gonna have to show up and play, treat them like everybody else that we play. Just same mentality, same tough practices and stuff like that. Just not treating them any different. They're a good team.
Have a pretty dynamic receiving threat in Tyrese Chambers. Just what makes him so hard to defend?
He's a great player. I say it all the time. They're FBS players too. He's a good player, great player, but we just got to show up.
Is there anything else that stands out about them?
They're just on a roll. That's just it, really.
Does the fact they won last week in such dramatic fashion, maybe make them a little bit more dangerous coming in a game like this?
I think every team's dangerous. Anybody can win on a Saturday. We see that around college football. So it's just if you don't show up to play, then things like that will happen for sure.
Yeah, as a guy that came in, a little bit later in your career, did the guys really take you in?
I feel like they really, especially early on, they made sure that I felt like I was part of the group. Because this is one big family. That's a major thing we harp on, is just being a close knit family. So all the players take in, like ask you you need anything, bro, just let me know. Like especially during fall camp, because that's when that's a real grind. You gotta make sure guys are pulling the same direction. So yeah, the team is just a great example of that. Just one big family.
Shut out one of the best offenses in the conference in the second half of the last game. Just what was going so right for y'all?
Yeah, just doing what we coached to do. Just getting the play call and going out there and executing. Not doing too much, just doing our 111th, and yeah, we called the shutout the second half.
What is it that stands out about FIU to you as you watch these guys?
They started out pretty rough, but they've been winning. They definitely not the same football team they were at the beginning. Just watching film, they just getting better each week, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna come in and try to play hard.
Have a pretty dynamic threat at receiver in Tyrese Chambers. Just what makes him so hard to defend?
He's a good playmaker. Well, we play a lot of playmakers. As long as we do our job, everything just fine.
Working on a story on Sean Thomas Faulkner, he came in and really seemed to have helped your guys' defense this year. What has he brought to your guys' team?
Leadership, his work ethic, just being around him. He's a great person on and off the field. He just motivates you and just push you to do better and just bring out something that you don't see in yourself. We know ST isn't like the most athletic person, but he's smart on the field and he's very coachable.
And then just homecoming this weekend, big game for fans and for the players alike. You can clinch bowl eligibility. Just what are the thoughts going into it?
Yeah, the main thing is winning and being able to still be able to be in the road for the conference championship, and we'll be bowl eligible. You know, it's a big week. It's homecoming, but we still have to stay focused and win so we can get to where we want to be.
Is becoming bowl eligible just going to be a nice landmark for you guys as you get late into the season to know you're going somewhere at the end of the year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's always nice to be bowl eligible. You know, everybody wants to play in a bowl game. Nobody not want to play in December. But, yeah, it'll be a great feeling winning.
And then last season, it was just kind of chasing bowl eligibility. This year, have a chance to do it 3 games before you did it last season. Just how much does that show the growth of this team?
It show a lot of character, really, just bouncing back from last year. You know, it take a lot of stress off of you because you get deep to the end of the season like last year. You worried, then we have to win a last game versus a great football team to go into a bowl game. So I feel like if we knock it out early, they just one less thing that we don't have to worry about.
You got a lot of Polynesian guys on this team with Manasseh and some of the other guys. What's it been like to play with those guys?
I ain't gonna lie, they like family to me. I call Nase, I call Sifa, Sele. Man, I love those guys. It's great just being around them, and man, like their culture, you can just tell how close they are. When you see one of them, you see all of them. So yeah, it's just great. It's just great to see them walking around, and yeah, they family for sure.
But they're all kind of real tight.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They teach you anything about their culture at all? You played with a ton of them for all this time.
No, I never really learned anything about their culture, but they just like everybody else, really. Yeah.